Hello everyone, my name is Lucy. Welcome to my channel Simple Sunday Afternoons. I'm really happy you're joining me today and that you're watching my channel. Thanks for watching. For today's recipe, I'm making beef pot roast. This pot roast is made the old-fashioned way and it comes out juicy and really tasty and delicious. So please join me in my kitchen to make old-fashioned beef pot roast. And for this recipe, I'm going to be using about 5 pounds or 2.37 kilograms of boneless chokai roast in 2 pieces. Ingredients on my left side hand are going to be cooking with the meat, and on my right side hand are going to be making a sauce. I'm going to be using the total of 4 cups or 1 liter of beef broth, 2 for the roasting and 2 for the sauce. 1 cup or 250 milliliters of dry red wine for the roast, plus 1 cup or 250 milliliters for the sauce. And I find my dry red wine for cooking in the wine store. In addition to 1 diced red onion, I peeled and cut 2 large carrots and cut 2 celery ribs. I'm using 2 sprigs of fresh thyme for the roast, plus I chopped 2 tablespoons or 2 grams for the sauce. For the roast and for the sauce. 4 tablespoons or 57 grams of unsalted butter. 4 mashed garlic cloves or 25 grams. Table salt, black pepper, and 3 bay leaves. 2 tablespoons or 62 grams of tomato paste, and 2 tablespoons or 30 milliliters of balsamic vinegar for the sauce. And all of these are my ingredients for this delicious recipe. So let's start cooking. I personally don't like to see fat in my food, so I'm getting rid of this fat. And then I'm going to sprinkle a generous amount of salt. Also, we should start preheating the oven at 325 degrees Fahrenheit or 165 degrees Celsius. To help cooking evenly and to keep the loaf shape of the meat, I'm tying a piece of kitchen twine around each loaf. Then I'm letting the meat rest for about an hour on a wire rack on a cookie sheet. For this recipe, I'm using the Dutch oven. Place the 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter over high temperature in your Dutch oven and saute the onions. The onions should become soft and almost brown. It will take anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes. Then I'm adding the carrots and the celery and let it saute about 5 additional minutes. Then I'm adding the garlic. Then I'm adding the 2 cups of beef broth and let it boil. Once it's boiling, then we can add the sprig of thyme. followed by the tomato sauce, the bay leaves, and the wine. While we let this mixture boil for a minute or two, we can go ahead and sprinkle some black pepper to the meat. And be generous with the amount of pepper. We add the meat to the sauce. Then I'm going to go ahead and cover it with aluminum foil before I place the lid into the Dutch oven. That way it forms a seal. The meat cooks from 3 hours to 3 hours and a half, turning every 30 minutes until it was fully tender. I retire the sauce from the Dutch oven and place it into the blender. And I'm going to make it smooth. Then I'm going to strain the sauce into the sauce pot. The aroma of this sauce is unbelievable. At this point, I'm going to allow the sauce in the pot to settle for about 5 minutes. Then I'm going to use a white spoon to skim the fat off the surface. But because I discarded the fat before I cooked the meat, there's hardly any fat for me to take out. Bring the sauce to a boiling and then add the rest of the beef broth, the chopped thyme, the rest of the red dry wine, and the balsamic vinegar. Let it boil for about 8 to 10 additional minutes, or until the sauce is reduced. In the meantime, we can start removing the twine from the meat, and we can start cutting or slicing the meat. Slice the meat in about 1/2 of an inch thick or 12 millimeters. Transfer the meat to a serving platter and pour about 1/2 of a cup of the sauce over the meat. And place the remaining of the sauce in a gravy bowl or dish for passing when serving. I'm serving my pot roast with a Mediterranean salad. I'm really happy you watched this video, and I hope you like this recipe and that you try it soon. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more delicious recipes such as this one. I hope to see you next time. Buen provecho, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the day. So please join me in my kitchen to make my beef